Welcome to this living room makeover. I want to show you today how we started from a blank slate and created this wonderful space. It feels like an oasis. It is so elevated design. Everything feels cohesive. A lot of work and effort has gone into making this space feel so nice and inviting. I'm really excited to show you how everything came together. So let's get started. I'm going to show you everything we've done. This is a New York City apartment and we are very lucky to be getting a beautiful view. I'm not going to be able to show it to you for privacy reasons, but we do get river views and it's absolutely wonderful. I posted a video a while back about Planner 5D and how to use it. I know with AI, these generative tools to help you design change so quickly, but Planner 5D was very helpful to get a good sense of the size and shape of the space and what kind of furniture we could add to make sure that we'll have enough room to move around, but also enough seating options for both the living room and the dining room. So I'm not going to go into too much detail in terms of how to use Planner 5D, but you're more than welcome to check out my old video. When we first arrived, this was an empty room, an empty space, and we had to furnish the living room. We wanted to make sure that the furniture we already had was going to fit in the space, and actually some of the items needed to be replaced, like the dining table, because the old ones was just not going to fit. The Planner 5D step, I would say, was super nice. Not a must-have, but I am a bit of a nerd when it comes to these things and I enjoy seeing what a space might look like using that tool. So now this was a while back and I'm going to confess that I did not film this video when this space was first put together. So today, as I was spring cleaning, I figured, you know what, might as well show the people what they want. No, might as well show how this space came together and how this was decorated. So that's exactly what I did, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it. If you wanna really nail the layout of the space and you're not sure where to start, just start with the big furniture piece. We have two couches in this space and a very nice rug that has a very cool pattern to it. The rug matches the floor really nicely. It's sort of the same tones. The style of it makes it look like half faded. It is not a vintage rug, although it is secondhand. I'm not sure where it's from, but we got it on Facebook Marketplace. The couch here is also secondhand. This is a West Elm couch that is really expensive new, but we got it from a friend and we only paid $400 for it, so that was such a good deal. Full disclosure, the view is really nice on this side of the living room, which is why the couch is going to be on this side to really fully take in the nice view, because this would be the biggest couch of the two. I can't remember right now the name of the brand from the other sofa we got facing the West Elm couch. It's a very large armless chair, extremely comfortable, nice and deep, but we only had room for one. Initially, we wanted to have two of these, but it was going to take way too much space. I think it complements the sofa nicely. We didn't necessarily want the same shade to have it not too matchy, so it was nice to have like this grayish tone and this beige tone or cream tone facing each other. These are very neutral tones. It's gonna help with a sense of calmness and relaxation, and it also looks very elevated, timeless. We don't have a TV, we have a projector, so we didn't really need to think about a TV console. This room here is a bit of a nut shape. It has a weird angle at the window. It's a very large living room. It has two sides. One is going to be the living room and the other is more of a dining room area. The previous tenants had their dining room close to the windows and the entertaining center or just the living room couch situation closer to the kitchen. It just made so much more sense to have the living room right next to the windows because we really wanted to enjoy the beautiful view that we get. There was also the idea of creating a very, very cute corner for the window corner for this odd shape area. And that's exactly what we're gonna do today, so I'm really excited to show it to you. Now for the exact position of the furniture here, the couch had to be slightly away from the window because we've got the fan here on the left side, close to the window, close to the corner. We didn't want to go too close to the kitchen that's right behind you because where you're basically standing is where the dining area is going to be. For the size of the rug, this is a nice size for the space. Both sofas have the front legs sitting on the rug, which is what you want in the living room typically in terms of design rules. We didn't do it symmetrical because we actually are sitting here most of the time and we wanted the very nice edge of the rug to show here, otherwise it would be hidden, it would be under the couch, and that was too bad. So that's kind of like the reasoning behind the exact position of the pieces of furniture we have here in this space with the rug and both sofas. So we still have this very odd corner by the window, but I'm gonna keep this for a surprise for later in the video. For now, we're going to tackle the dining room. Before I come in with the dining table and the chairs, I'm just going to mention this mirror here. It's a very heavy piece that we installed on the wall because the idea is really to bounce as much light as possible all the way to the back of the room. The kitchen is quite far away from the windows, and so that definitely helps a little bit. It also always makes the room feel bigger, which is nice. We put this mirror using 3D claws, I think they're called. I will also link them below. Very convenient to not drill giant holes in your wall. And as you can see, it holds up a lot of weight. This is quite a heavy piece. I really like this dining table. It is so beautiful. It works perfectly in the space. In terms of size, this will sit 4 people. The round shape really helps with movement. We will add the dining chairs and you'll see there's still enough room to walk around. The top of this table being glass really helps with visual clutter, I would say, so the tables sort of disappear. The wood matches the feet of the West Elm couch, so that's always nice, and sort of matches the mirror behind us too. So it was secondhand. Someone was donating it in our building and we were lucky enough to snatch it. So a very lucky acquisition for this space, and another example showing you that you can get secondhand items that will really elevate your space. And here we are with the chairs. This is a set of 4 chairs that we got from Facebook Marketplace. It was a little pricey, but chairs are actually always a bit pricey, I feel. It's very hard to find cheap options if you want a really nice design and a comfortable option, and this is exactly what we got here. I really love the color of the back of the chairs. It matches the kitchen beautifully. The kitchen is this very light shade of wood, and if you want to see how we transform the kitchen from an ugly gray to this beautiful shade of very light wood, then check out my other video. This sort of burnt orange or ochre color is a color we're going to implement in the space with touches of burnt orange here and there to just bring some warmth into the design and the space. It matched exactly what we were looking for. We're very pleased with the set of chairs and the dining table together. The chrome actually matches the hardware in the kitchen, so everything works really nicely together and pairs really well. But one thing is missing for this dining area. Can you guess what it is? let's add a light to this space, shall we? The living room side, being close to the windows, again gets a lot of light, but we're further back here, and in order to really define and separate the two spaces, adding a light to this corner is gonna help create a separation, visual and just spatial separation between the two areas. So let's just do that. Instantly now we have this super cute corner. Obviously we picked a matching light shade. It's very light and we installed it using a hook, and I can link that below. It's just stuck onto the ceiling. This ceiling light is actually a plug-in. This could have been nicer if it was slightly lower, but still I think it's good. We don't necessarily want to hit our head right under the light here, so I think it looks good to have this right above the dining table. It's coming together slowly but surely. One cool thing about this lamp is that it's on a dimmer. It's very nice because it can be dim like this or just brighter. It's actually attached to the wall using a command hook strip. There is one hook on top of me and the ceiling hook. That's it for the install of this lamp. Now there is space under the kitchen counter to add 2 stools. We already had these stools, so we're only just reusing these items. It just gives us more seating options, which is really nice. If you want a quick bite, you can also sit at the kitchen counter, or if someone is cooking, you can sit there. What to do with this very weird corner behind me? You guys might have seen in one of my previous videos, in a previous apartment, I actually did not have a couch. I know it's very odd, but it was sort of a small room, rectangular, and just windows. Instead of your regular setup with couch and coffee table, in that room I actually had 2 mattresses on the floor, and I sewed a cover for these mattresses to create this really large lounging area. I absolutely loved it. My friends and I call it a cuddle puddle. You might have heard this funny expression before, but this cuddle puddle was such a joy, and it was also great whenever I was hosting friends and needed extra sleeping for my friends. Anyway, long story short, I've always loved this idea of having a lounge area on the floor. It creates such a nice corner to just lounge and watch movies or just hang out with friends. So we are going to recreate a cuddle puddle here. I think it's just the perfect spot for it. I'm going to use 2 different rugs with a lot of texture, and we're just going to add pillows and create this nice little cozy corner where we get to lounge and fully take in the beautiful view. In the morning, drinking coffee, or whenever throughout the day, we also get beautiful sunset views. This piece is from IKEA. It's going to be extra fluffy and cute. This second piece is not a rug actually. I believe it's sort of a cover. It is also from IKEA. I'll try to link these elements below. To complete my cuddle puddle, I'm just going to add a bunch of pillows. They are nice and large. All of the pillows are from Target, and I don't know if you can find the exact ones, but yeah, all of them were sourced at Target. So we have 3 light pillows, and we have 3 colored ones. Let's do the biggest pillow in the very corner here. I think that's good. This brownish one on the side here, and this beautiful burnt orange one here to complete the corner. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this room makeover. I'm just gonna take a little break, chill, relax. Alas, there's more work to do. Very good base, okay, we have pretty much all of the pieces of furniture. Now let's add shelves to the living room. This is the entrance of the living room. First thing you see when you enter the space and when you enter the apartment even, because the entry is right here. The couch is a beautiful piece, sure, but it's still a couch. Adding shelves here is going to serve two purposes. First, add some really cute decor pieces, and second, it will host the projector. Otherwise, we don't have another space for it really. Let me bring the shelving unit. I brought this here with the electrical already figured out because all of the wires are attached to the center pole in the back, but we want to have an accent light on these bookshelves. We have obviously the projector I mentioned and the Marshalls that are used for music or movies. So the speakers are here. This box actually has some extra electrical stuff, I think, related to the projector. I'm not the tech reference here. I'm just going to plug this one cable that has everything connected to it and be right back. This shelving unit is actually from IKEA, but this was bought secondhand, brought into the space. Again, I will make sure to link it if I can find it. So far, secondhand, we have the rug, the West Elm couch I'm sitting on, this shelving unit, the dining table, the chairs, and the mirror. That is a lot. And the stools that are they're also secondhand. So the vast majority of items here are secondhand. That makes me really happy because it really goes to show you can absolutely style a living room with beautiful pieces. Just take the time to curate the pieces and create a beautiful space. You can really have a really nice space with secondhand items. I'm actually going to keep the styling of this shelving unit for another video, so stay tuned and make sure to subscribe to watch that one. You will see the end result in the reveal shots at the end of this video, but I do want to keep the styling for a dedicated video on how to best style shelves and shelving units, so make sure to stay tuned to watch that. Well, we were definitely lacking some surfaces to put down your drink or your phone or whatever. So these are IKEA and I will link them below. They were bought new. We needed something small, low to the ground, we didn't want like a bulky coffee table. We really wanted to be able to walk around the space easily. Since the meals are taken at the dining table, this didn't need to be so big. I think it's a good solution. The color obviously is matching the rest of the elements you've seen so far. You can stack them, so we stacked two here, but you can also have them lower to the ground if you wanted. This table was bought new and it's solid wood. It is such a beautiful piece, very designed. I think it will last for a very long time. You just want to be mindful not to put a glass of water without a coaster on it. I am going to add a floor lamp behind me, which is going to be so nice at nighttime to also be able to get some light on the window side. All the walls are still blank. I think that we should definitely add some decoration behind the main couch. So we went for two large pieces. This one is a super cool natural, some sort of wicker, and I think it looks great. Let me bring a round mirror. Here we go. It's a very simple wall decoration, but it works. We have 4 different round shapes now. We've got the dining table, the little coffee stools, and these two things on the wall, and I really like the way it looks. It's simple. This mirror helps bounce more light into the space, even kind of plays with the other mirrors, so that's a nice detail. I believe this piece was a donation from a friend a very long time ago. The mirror is secondhand from Facebook Marketplace. Adding some light here. This is a rechargeable little light that is so nice. It's dimmable and it's from Target, although I will say the battery doesn't last very long. This stack of ancient looking books is such a cute touch. I put the brown and blue on top here because it actually matches the rug. Let's add some pillows to the couches. I think it will just tie the whole living room together. If I'm not mistaken, the pillowcases might be from IKEA. This pop of color really helps tie the whole space together. Okay guys, this living room makeover is almost complete, but we are missing a very important dimension. Can you tell what it is? If you said plants, you guessed it right. Let's just transform this space into a gorgeous oasis full of life and greenery. Finish this makeover and just bring it to the next level and make the space feel so much nicer with all of the plants. A nice pothos for the bookshelf. Gorgeous snake plant for near the window, behind the couch. A giant bird of paradise to put in this area between the dining area and the living room. And two pothos plants to hang on these black hooks in the back, and that will really finish and complete the space. Let me know in the comments below if you love this makeover and you want to see more. The majority of the items in this room are secondhand. It's such a win, and I hope this really encourages you to take some time to go and shop secondhand. You're really winning financially, and not everything has to be done overnight. This space actually really took months to come together, and that might end up being why I actually did not film this makeover, because it was such a slow process. Now it's complete and now I get to share it with you, and I'm so excited about that. But don't feel discouraged if it takes time. It's so worth taking your time to select pieces that you're gonna love and that you're gonna use daily, and filling your space with decor that you like. It is just so important, I find, to feel great in your own home. So that was important to me to mention. Based on the kitchen tone, that was a very nice light shade of wood. We really wanted to incorporate that tone of wood, very light, into the living space throughout a few touches here and there, and use some neutral colors, some beige, some light gray or cream colors. And for a pop of color, we ultimately went for three different pops: brown with some darker wood tones, green with all of the plants, and burnt orange. But the basic elements are neutral. The walls remained white. This is a rental, so we didn't want to have to paint and repaint this room. And using accessories to bring the space all together is the easiest, fastest, and cheapest way to accomplish a very homogeneous look. So I would highly recommend doing that. Let me know in the comments below if you have a bunch of secondhand items in your home as well. If you like this color palette, if you like this room makeover. I'm very proud of it. Again, it took months in the making, but I think the result is absolutely splendid. And this is a very nice space to just sip coffee in the morning by the window window, or socialize at the dining table or in the living room, watch a good movie on the projector. I really hope this inspired you to make improvements in your space, think about everything you already have and how you could complement it with new pieces that you're going to incorporate in your home. What would you have done for that awkward corner by the window? A reading nook? A cuddle puddle as well? Let me know. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye guys!